to scientifically break social media addiction. Now, why does this happen? Why does social media addiction even exist? Why does it feel so good to constantly be online? Well, there are several reasons for this, but the first and the most important reason is dopamine release. What is dopamine release? Dopamine is a neurotransmitter in the brain involving in functions such as reward, motivation, and pleasure. So how does this work is, for example, you do something like you study for an exam, prepare, and work really hard. And as a result of your hard work, you now have really good grades. And here, you've completed your goals, and that makes you happy. You feel like you've accomplished something. And that releases dopamine in your brain. But then, the brain hates doing work. Now imagine if you get that dopamine hit without actually working so hard for it. That's where instant gratifications come into play. In social media, you don't have to put in a lot of work. You just have to scroll through, comment something or post something, and people will like it, comment, or give you compliments, which makes you feel happy and validated, and your brain likes that. So you increase your social media consumption. Now that you're addicted to this instant thrill, the need to browse more increases. Suddenly, you're not getting your dopamine hit with just 30 likes. You want more. You want more to feel happy. You want more to satisfy your dopamine cravings. And it only keeps increasing. Now, you want more likes, more comments, more followers, more notifications, more buzzing, more instant gratification. And now, you're obsessed. You're obsessed with this new high feeling. You're obsessed with your phone. You're obsessed with the validation you get from social media. It makes you feel special and incredible. But then, sooner or later, the vanity wears off. After a certain point, you are aware that this is wasteful, and you're very well aware that you're addicted. Addicted to the fear of missing out. You want to constantly see what your friends are up to. This also leads you to believe that they are living their best of best lives. You will end up comparing their highest of highlights to your lowest of lows, because no one is posting about their failure. Nobody's posting about their failing appendix or failed friendships or failure in general. They're only posting good things like getting a promotion, going on an adventurous expensive vacation, or getting married, good things like that. You start comparing your beginner self to a gym rat who's been working out for 7 years. And now you're miserable. So to erase this misery, you start scrolling more, hoping to get your cheap thrill, aka dopamine release. We're afraid of our own thoughts. We are unable to sit with our own thoughts even for a minute. Your hand automatically reaches to your mobile phone. This is also a kind of escapism, where you want to escape doing a certain difficult things, or where you're sitting with your own brain and that's difficult, or you want to escape boredom. Since these platforms are created to manipulate you and keep you in their hands, they have features like infinite scrolling, meaning the more you scroll, the more your feed shows you things. Colorful, exciting, addictive things. And now you're stuck in this loop. You have landed yourself in this infinite digital whirlpool of information, entertainment, and stimulation. Ah, yes, very titillating. And why wouldn't you be excited? The validation from total strangers feels amazing. And there's always something that's happening, right? So exciting, be it the newest celebrity gossip, newest tea about a famous YouTuber, the newest product in the market. Everything is so glitzy and glamorous, and it's all so quick. Now, all this stimulation ends up leading for several problems, such as you not being able to focus even for a minute, increased anxiety, mood swings, and most importantly, wasting your precious time in this digital shining world of nothingness. It ends up making you feel empty inside, and you're constantly feeling like you're not enough. All these have to stop. You have to save yourself from this crazy infinite scrolling loop. And here are a few tips that can help. Tip number 1 is satisfying your dopamine cravings in a creative way. For that, let's start by picking a new, exciting hobby. Something that excites you the most, and something at which you are either a total beginner, that way you can learn everything from the beginning, or something that makes you calm. It could be painting, dancing, singing, gardening, or writing. Whenever you achieve something new in these hobbies, your dopamine is released and you satisfy your cravings. Whenever you feel like scrolling, either start practicing your hobby or research about it. Research about how you could be better at this hobby. Tip number 2, timing everything. Even when you're doing nothing, time it. That way you're intentionally, mindfully doing nothing. You're intentionally just relaxing and you're not just doom scrolling. Same way, when you're scrolling social media, time it. That way you're intentionally scrolling, and so once the time runs out, your brain gets a signal saying, hey, it's time to get off, and your brain is also satisfied. And this is a great way to get rid of those hours of mindless scrolling. I know it's happened to all of us where we just want to check our DMs and suddenly you're 2 hours into this rabbit hole consuming all of the news around you. And another tip that's helped me a lot is, for example, if I have some free time or if I just want to relax and if I have 15 minutes in my hand, instead of just scrolling short form videos like TikTok or Reels, I would watch one long form video. That way I learn something and I'm not overstimulated with these short videos. And that brings me to my third point. Turn off your notifications. Our focus these days are extremely weak, and the whole purpose of these mobile notifications are to turn our little focus towards themselves. It's always, hey, you have a new friend request, your favorite singer has posted a picture, or your friend is posting reels now, or check out your For You page today. This is weakening our minds because can you honestly tell me how many reels or TikToks you watched yesterday? No, you can't, because it all happens very quickly and we don't remember any of these. These videos are so short that you think you haven't spent a lot of time in them, but in reality, you're spending a lot of time in them. So what I do is I turn off all my notifications. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb mode, with the exception of the people who are very close to you. That way you don't miss their calls or notifications from your loved ones. I'm saying this because you don't need the distraction from the world today. If you're enjoying this video so far, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Please do comment, share with your friends, and do give it a thumbs up. Okay, let's get back to the video. Tip number 4 is tweaking your environment. By this, I mean declutter your environment both physically and digitally. Digitally, uninstall the apps that are being destructive to your peace and time, or have app locks where you can lock your app for a few hours. And physically, instead of always being surrounded by your phone or electronics, have a book around that you have been dying to read for so long but you didn't get a chance to read. That way, when you're physically away from your electronics and all that you have is a book, you're automatically going to go and read a book. Tip number 5 is to be present for every moment of your life. Be mindful and enjoy the journey of life. Enjoy the process of growing up. Slow down a little, it's your life. Take time to do things, and that way you understand the essence of life. You know how they say, stop and smell the roses, which is increasingly becoming hard because we've started taking our phones to our bathrooms. And that's sad, and that's why it's important to stay connected, not just virtually, but also in real life. Lastly, understand that change takes time. So be patient with yourself. You've got this. Free yourself, my friend. Sending you loads of love and light. Happy recovery.